Welcome everybody to a special edition of the broadcast where we are going to be broadcasting the Pro Division Finals of the Rampage Duel League. I am Xenaero and it will be just me on the mic today. We're going to get nice and close, nice and personal. As we go over what led up to this confrontation, this showdown, this match of the ages between Nexus and Lang for all the marbles. This will be a best of 5. As you can see there on your screen, and there will be a bracket advantage. Nexus will go in with exactly 1 extra point, as we will see in the top right-hand corner. That will be 1 round advantage, which puts Lang in a difficult position, even though he fought back from the lower bracket. We will see his home field first, because this 1 round advantage basically gives Nexus a win on his own home field. But after that, it will alternate. So we'll see Lang's home field of SSL2 first, and then Nexus's home field of Judas 23. For the round 5 tiebreaker, in case we get to it, will be on the legendary, unforgettable, always present in your mind, Durango 5 Map 1. A much more conservative map compared to SSL2 and Judas 23, where we pack players in like sardines, and there's nowhere to hide. Durango 5 is a map, Durango 5 Map 1 rather, is a map where you can play aggressive or conservative, and it will be interesting to see if we even get to that point, first of all, but second of all, how the players will adapt to that kind of map, because they have not fought each other before. Rounds are to 15 minutes or 50 frags, whichever happens first, and as pointed out earlier, you'll be able to watch the match round counter in the top right corner, and after 3 wins are achieved by either Nexus or Lang, you will have your Pro Division champion. So that'll be it for that, and want to give a shout out to everybody who has donated their subscriptions, their resubs, bits, what have you, towards the channel, because during the event that has been ongoing since the beginning of July, we have raised over $120 that will go directly to the Rampage server fund, and we couldn't have done it without you guys, the viewers. This broadcast is all for you, it's for the community, and we love to give back, so thank you very much. Now, it's almost time for the finals, but before that, we're going to go over the bracket. A lot of names up here. It's been a long time coming. While Nexus made a run throughout the entire upper bracket, pretty much along the very top edge of your screen there, and then facing Lang as he was knocked down in the second round of the upper bracket, and then made his way all the way through every opponent, right back to the finals that we are going to be broadcasting here live for you in about 7 minutes from now. Now, when we're talking about how tough were these games, well, let's talk about it. First, we're going to go over the history of the upper bracket champion Nexus. First of all, his first game was against Sharp, where Nexus won 50-39 on SSL2 and then 50-21 on Judas 23. So that'll be a 2-0 sweep to kick off Nexus's upper bracket run. What happened in round 2? He faced off against Drangzer for a 2-1 victory. It was a pretty tough game for Nexus on this point, because even though Nexus won 50-12 on his home field to Judas, Drangzer came back to win 50-49 on Pobla and then pushed it to round 3, which was on Mu 2D that week, where Nexus won 50-23. During the third week, Nexus faced off against Amar, where he won in a 2-0 series, 50-33 on Judas, and then came back to take away Amar's home field of his home field of Dweller 2, on 50-41. So pretty good sweep by Nexus, knocking Amar to the lower bracket. As he then moves on to the semifinals against Disparel. In a 3-0 sweep, Nexus sends Disparel packing. First, 50-39 on King 1, 50-35 on his home field of Judas 23, and then back to Disparel's home field of King 1, where he vanquished him 50-35. With that win, Nexus moved on to the grand finals. Let's talk about Lang. His first match in the upper bracket went well. He defeated Seneca in a 2-1 series, where Seneca first won 50-43 on his home field of Dweller 2. Lang came back to win his home field of SSL 2, which you see on your screen, and will also be the first round that we'll see here in the finals. He won that 50-30, and then 50-48 on sticks. Pretty close round 1 for Lang. Round 2 saw Lang's defeat, sending him to the lower bracket in a 2-1 loss against X-Wizard. Lang won 50-43 on SSL 2 to kick it off. X-Wiz came back to win 50-38 on his home field of Oblivix, and then 50-20 on Mu2D. Lang's first foray in the lower bracket was against Stahl, a long-time veteran, but Lang came away the winner in that matchup. 50-30 on SSL 2, Stahl came back to win 50-39 on Dwango 5 Map 7, and then Lang won Mu2D, 50-31. He then moved on to face Dante and won in a 2-1 series. Dante first won 50-49 on Dwango 5 Map 1, narrowly securing his home field. Lang then came back to win 50-33 on SSL 2, and then 50-29 on Eon DM, the tiebreaker for that week, and the only time we've seen Eon DM played in the tournament. Next up is Amar versus Lang. A tough opponent for Lang, but he overcame him in a 2-1 series. Amar first won 50-45 on Lang's home field of SSL 2, the first time that Lang has been defeated on his home field, only by 5 frags. Lang returned the favor, 50-45 on Amar's home field of Dweller 2, and then narrowly took the tiebreaker, 50-48 on Lazarus DM Map 4. Match came down to the wire, but then he moved on to his final match. Well, actually, no. Second to final match. Against Poto. This one was also a difficult one for Lang to win. 50-43 on SSL 2. Poto then came back to win 50-45 on Class 219. And then Lang won 50-49 on Green War Map 20. Very narrow victories for Lang in these tiebreaker matchups. The final match which sent Lang to the finals was against Disparel, who was knocked down by Nexus in a 3-0 sweep, and then Lang followed up with a 2-0 sweep, sending Disparel home with third place. Lang won 50-33 on King 1, and then sealed the deal on his home field of SSL 2, 50-39. That will be it for the recap of those games that have now determined your finalists in the Pro Division of the first season of the Rampage Duel League. So again, it is time for the grand finals now. I'm going to take a look and see what we got here for the server. There are a whole bunch of players waiting in the server, so we're going to get right in there. We thank you for joining us here today as we broadcast a hell of a matchup. Let's cut the music. And move right into it. Well, I'm still waiting for the game to get captured, so there we go. All right. So now we're going to be watching Lang and Nexus as they're going to kick off this event. Let's get the HUD up for you, because in the lower left-hand corner, you'll be able to see that small text that says rank and spread. You'll be able to keep track of the match, and whoever we're following, their name will show up on the bottom of the screen. We're going to kick this off by watching Nexus first off, who is, again, coming into this with a 1-round advantage. So we're going to see Lang's home field of SSL 2 first and foremost. All right, signal to the players, which I think message is off. Yep, message still goes in there. So we're going to be watching them call vote, and then the grand finals will begin. Yeah, I figured they were waiting for me at some point. But no, I'm always ready. It's a terrible lie. Alright, the first proper round Although technically round 2 of the grand finals for the pro division is kicking off. We're going to be watching Nexus as he spawns. Gets a quick shotgun off, follows up with a super shotgun and a spawn frag. This early pressure is going to be pivotal for Nexus as he faces off against Lang on his home field, which Lang has only lost 1 time. A 2-round advantage would be pivotal for Nexus as the match continues to unfold. Lang secures his first kill. And then Nexus still has control of the super shotgun area. Well, one of 2 super shotguns. I should clarify. There's one on the bottom in the corner, the grassy field below, and then one in the hallway. Lang is starting to come back. We're seeing Nexus now with only a 2 frag advantage, as Lang has excellent shotgun work, preferring not to be openly engaging Nexus, playing the corners and chipping away at his health. Tries for a clever door shot, misses the first but gets the second. Lang then unseats him from the super shotgun and is now on the offensive. But Lang did not get the super shotgun there. He grabbed it when he came back and now has 1 and 2 spawn frags. Nexus gets away and frags him back, but Lang's hurt him pretty bad. He can't take much chain gun fire here. I'm going to switch over to Lang. We can't see the health value, but we can kind of approximate what the players may have based on, well, how strongly they got hit visually. You can see the blood puffs in front of the players as they get hit, but no red screen. A little bit of door hijinks between the 2 players. Someone trying to get a quick shot in before the other player can react. But Nexus traps Lang in the corner, and some chain gun work will at least damage Nexus, as Lang plays from 3 frags under now. Gets a good 2-shot. Nexus actually jumps from that top spawn into the window, which gets him away from a trap set by Lang, who you'll see players typically set up at the bottom of the map. Because at the bottom of the map, you have a pretty strong advantage between at least 2 spawns and can head them off in other directions as well. And Lang only 1 frag under as the match continues to unfold. We've already hit 20 frags for 1 player. That's how quick this map can play out. It's what I would affectionately call a blitz map, because there really is no slowing this map down. You play hard, you play fast. I'm going to switch back to Nexus as he is now playing from behind. Correction, he is now tied. And it's coming down to how best these players can position each other for spawn frags. Because out in the open, a slugfest can go either way, as both players are tied at 25 frags apiece. They are halfway there. And both players not shy at all about using the single barrel shotgun and planting their feet, trying to get a good double shot kill, and then going for the super shotgun when applicable. Nexus knew that Lang was hurt there and opted to not be vulnerable during a weapon switch. Lang playing back a little bit, playing a bit defensive, which we have rarely seen from Lang prior to this tournament, but he has certainly adapted his playstyle as the tournament unfolded. It's certainly giving Nexus an extremely tough match in the second round of the Grand Finals. Nexus is losing a little bit of ground, but not by much. Lang now is forced to respawn, while Nexus tries to play aggressive and gets within 1-shot range, now tying the players back up 35 frags apiece. Good couple spawn frags from Lang there. That's a solid 2, which will help buffer him if he gets spawn fragged here. Fortunately, Lang is... a little bit of network trouble, I believe, for one competitor. But he's still tied up. It's still anybody's game as players start to reach 40 frags. Less than 10 frags remain for either player, and it's really anybody's game. They are neck and neck, determining the momentum of the match going forward. Nexus with only one frag ahead. Lang waited for him to come down those steps, knowing that he was hurt. Again, players of this caliber of skill are very aware of judging just off the blood puffs how close they are to dying. And that affects exactly how they would move through the map next. Anybody's game, 3 frags left for either player. Both players trying to feel each other out, seeing who will miss first. Both players pick up a super shotgun, but Lang got his up quicker, and in a couple quick spawn frags, he has secured the second round. I'm going to change the tally up there. 1-1, we have a match, ladies and gentlemen. Lang coming away 50-48 on his home field. A game of inches. Now we're moving on to Judas 23, Nexus' home field, which is the first time that these two players have fought on this map. We do have a comment. There's no frag count on screen during the game. In fact, it is kind of in the way of the overlay. You can kind of tell the Doom numbers behind Rampage Duel League Pro Division Finals, but you can keep track of the spread in the lower left-hand corner. It's unfortunate that you can't adjust where the position of one is, but I'm helping you out, calling the different frags. Currently, Nexus is down by 1 frag. Lang establishing some early momentum, pushing Nexus through the teleporter, which is usually a very tough move to pull off. But if you feel like you have the advantage, if your opponent's hurt, you can make that happen. Nexus with that upper shotgun spawn that is very difficult to play from. Giving Lang time to attempt some BFG work. Lang in a position of power right now. Looking for that spawn frag, but he was already hurt, so the chain gun finishes him off and gives Nexus a little bit of breathing room, but not by much. Much like the map we saw before this, Judas 23 is a really tough map to play if you're trying to slow down the gameplay. You really have to force your opponent to make an error. You have to play very sharp, and you can't be missing any shots, especially against an opponent like Lang. Good work from Nexus to damage his opponent hard enough to where Lang, when he pushed forward that rocket launcher, killed himself with that splash damage. Some chain gun action there between the two players. Nexus looked for that one shot, and he had to follow up with a second, letting him lose a little bit of vital health. But Nexus he got a crucial one shot as Lang came out of the teleport, the spawn for the BFG. You will likely not see much teleporter action except for that right there, but there's always a risk of being telefragged when you take that teleporter. Players tied at 16 frags apiece at this particular moment. Only 1 frag separates them. Nexus taking the lead now, seemingly like he's very confident on his home field, as well he should be. I do not believe he's lost on Judas 23 against any player so far. While we saw the opening of this match throw a little doubt as to whether Nexus would be able to secure his home field, right now he is 6 frags up, standing at 22 frags. 23 now. And Lang's spawns are unfortunate, but bear in mind, Nexus is positioned to take advantage of those spawns. Some parts of high-level Doom 2 competition is being able to position yourself in a way that takes advantage of these spawns, and Lang is doing the exact opposite, punishing Nexus for daring to respawn in his general zip code. General zip code? General vicinity. You get the idea. On display is a lot of high-octane action, where these players are so experienced at knowing where to aim before a player can even move away from spawn. And a good mutual. They are resetting both players, allowing Nexus to super shotgun, and he tries to pressure Lang. Lang keeps him at bay long enough with the rocket, only to eat a rocket of his own, and that almost looked like a mid-air rocket impact from Nexus. Even the chain gun is deadly in the hands of these players. They know exactly how far you have to be to trigger auto-aim, and are experts at double tapping it to be as accurate as possible. Nexus going on another kill spree. He's now currently at 36 frags, 37 now, with a +9 spread. He's going to be hitting 40 frags in no time at all. And that puts Lang in a very difficult position, as now the spread is round 10 for both players, although Lang takes a couple off of Nexus. Both players know where each other are, and it's really a matter of who moves first, and sometimes you move yourself into the wrong spot for your opponent. Nexus now at 42 frags, 43 with a +10 spread. It's going to be tough for Lang to come back from this, and Lang might have to think about how he can secure his home field next round. And what a series of spawn frags from Nexus, overcoming that early round disadvantage that Lang put him in. So that will be 2-1 for Nexus. He is at championship point as we go back to SSL 2. And again, that map was very close between the two players in the second round. As always, this tournament was made possible by the Rampage server group. A collection of highly competitive players. They host some casual events too. Even if you're just a casual player and want to jump in on some captured flag or deathmatch action, Classic Doom, link is in the Discord. Or link to the Discord is in the chat. And it will be on the YouTube VOD as well if you're watching this from there, as round 4 gets underway. We're going to start by watching the current leader of the series. If you're just joining us, Nexus with a 2-1 advantage in this best-of-5 championship match. Currently playing with a deficit of 2, as Lang pushes him aggressively for at least putting damage on target. And if we see round 5, that will go to an independent map that is neither player's home field. And that map will be Dwango 5 Map 1. Much different map than what we've seen in this series. In best of 5s, we alternate maps between each player's home field. And this will be the last time we see SSL 2. This is currently 4 frags down. We're going to switch over to Lang's point of view, as he finds Nexus hiding just outside of that doorway. And then picks up a super shotgun. Does great damage from that middle distance. Nexus getting off that spawn again, as we saw the previous time this map was played. And going into the window. It's a tricky jump, and I don't think I've seen that before. So as the years go on, players are getting better and better at competing on these maps. Nexus forcing Lang to play with a chain gun from his spawn. Lang looking to get something a little bit more his style. The shotgun packs pretty strong punch. It won't one-shot outside of extreme edge circumstances. But astute players will easily be able to two-shot an opponent. But the holy grail of super shotgun is what every player wants. And control over either super shotgun in this map is pivotal. Lang missing the one-shot and eating boomstick shots from Nexus. But Lang still sits pretty good with a couple frag lead. He's currently at 20 frags compared to Nexus's 19, now 21 to 19. And that's how fast Doom 2 duels can be. As soon as you start reading off totals, the score changes. Lang still holding on to that few frag lead. He's not shaken by Nexus spawn fragging him in any way. And he gets a pretty fortunate spawn outside of that one-shot range. Nexus tries to close the distance after grabbing the super shotgun in the corner and gets another couple frags, which puts him in a pretty good spot to buffer at least one more spawn if he has spawned right in front of his opponent. Lang with a 7 frag lead as he hits the 30 frag mark. It's the largest gap we've seen between the two players since the match began on SSL anyways. Nexus did widen a large gap on Judas 23, but now it's going to be up to Lang to win this round and then push it to a tiebreaker. Some back and forth action in the plasma room, and Lang gets a shot just barely in range. Now 6 frags up as the score looks to be 36-30 in the 4th round of the Pro Division Grand Finals. Couple good frags from Lang there, although now he loses a little bit of ground, but he's still +4 as he approaches the 40 frag mark. Misses the one shot, but gets the follow-up. It's going to be critical for Lang to not lose momentum here as Nexus gets highly aggressive, eats a shotgun blast, but Nexus knows that he is hurt severely. It's all about, in some ways, it's a war of attrition. There are no health pickups to be found in a map like this. So that damage, you're living with it. Some players do choose to suicide with a rocket launcher or the flip of a Nexus switch, but not so much in a match like this. Lang now 44 frags into the 4th round. Currently only leading by 2, by 3 now. 45 frags, 5 frags left for Lang, while Nexus needs just a couple more than that. The announcer sounds 3 frags left until tiebreak. But Nexus narrows the gap. 2 frags left for Lang, 4 for Nexus. Only 1 frag remains for Lang to push this to the 5th and final round. And a final round, we will see. We have a championship grade match. We're going to Dwango 5, map 1. Ladies and gentlemen, get hype. This map is a little bit different than the maps we've seen previous. You may have seen it before in your travels. If you're not familiar with multiplayer, it's probably the most famous or infamous multiplayer map in Doom competitive history. Some swear by it, some hate it. Others are sick and tired of it. But either way, we're going to be seeing Dwango 5 map 1. I believe we're waiting a Lang, Currently Lang has disconnected from the server. We hope he comes back for the tiebreaker match. For now, let's entertain the chat a little bit. Who will uninstall Doom? I don't know. For all we know, Lang is deleting his Doom folder as we speak. And Market Anarchy says, if you survey the top 100 deathmatch players, would they prefer maps with locks or little spawn frag potential? Well, it would depend on the 100 you survey. We have players from all walks of life and all kinds of playstyles. Typically, players tend to prefer very fast gameplay. But we have all kinds of different maps to offer in at least this compilation pack. There are many compilation packs that float around out there. Between maps with a large surface area, like Dwango 5 map 1, to maps with well, you're packed in like sardines, like SSL2 or Judas 23. Some maps are also technical, like the previous 2 maps, where you have to have good positioning and map awareness and map knowledge, most of all. But they also offer different routes for players, like Lazarus map 4. And, well, Eon DM, Styx, Dwango 5 map 7, Pobla. We've seen a lot of these maps. We haven't seen Boo this oh, actually, we have seen Boo this tournament. But almost every map, I believe, has been played at least once by players. Yeah, we've seen all 15 maps throughout the tournament. You can see those on the YouTube channel with the VOD. Kind of reading through the console here. We're trying to get in touch with Lang to see if he will rejoin. Lang has nothing. Lang has nothing to quit over. We're seeing a tiebreaker match, and I know that you, the people, want to see it too. I want to see it. I want to see how the Pro Division final match for all the marbles comes down to Dwango 5 Map 1. But again, thank you to everybody for joining us on this lovely Thursday. A little early for some people in America, a little late for others in Europe. But if you've missed any part of this match, you can find it on my YouTube. Same name as the Twitch channel. And you'll see recent VODs and also the recap series, which we only have one episode left to do. It's kind of like almost like a podcasty format. We go over the matches in detail. We talk about the matches ahead. Right now, the question on everybody's mind, as for the matches ahead, we're looking for the round ahead. Is Lang going to rejoin? Cast your bets. Players talking about the oddities of Doom, like mouse look, for example. Some players opt to play with their view locked, perfectly vertical. Some players play with mouse look. Typically only old players like myself play with mouse look off, but what can you do? Guess we're at an intermission point. Nexus is sitting here waiting for players. Oh, and I see a question. Does Deathmatch Berserk have the same random speed or random spread? That's a great question. I was unaware that Berserk had a random spread to begin with. See, even though I've been playing Deathmatch in competitive games for a very long time, I didn't know that the damage was in such a wide spread. But I imagine it would be. And another comment, mouse look makes rockets much more effective. For the most part. By sometimes getting a nice rocket off on the top of a staircase, that's it can also deny a lot of players any sort of advantage in an area. This player's joined. Let me take the console again. Trying to figure out what's going on here. There's I have 1,000 messages in Discord. Hold on. We're gonna get a little bit off script here for a second. Sorry, everybody. Give me a second here. I don't want to alt tab because I don't want to crash Sandronum. I'm gonna check everything on my phone. Also, actually, very topical mention regarding Dwango 5 Map 1. One of the creators of the map, Asmo, passed away, and we received word of that today. So he passed away a few months ago, and he and another player by the name of Rocked spent a lot of time making levels for Doom 2 back in the 90s, and the map that became Dwango 5 Map 1, also known as SS Map 1. So that map that has become so beloved in the multiplayer community, he has, one of the co-creators has passed away. So rest in peace, Asmo. Just a reminder that you don't always get to respawn. So definitely treat each other with kindness, because you never know when you'll see each other again. And we all are here to enjoy the game. Let me see if I can get a status update on Lang rejoining the game. Thanks for bearing with me, everybody. Currently it looks like Lang is gone. So we might actually be looking at a forfeit, unfortunately. We're going to wait a couple minutes. Sometimes players step away with a hot head and they come back cool and collected, and the match will continue. So we're going to give Lang a couple minutes before we may unfortunately have to end the broadcast with a default. Not a very common occurrence. We absolutely hate to see that kind of outcome, especially when it's going to a tiebreak match on the finals. We definitely don't want to see that. So we're gonna extend the wait period a little bit. And I don't understand why a player would quit after reversing momentum like that. But rest assured, it's going to be a very hot topic in the community. Again, unfortunately, things like this can happen, but the Doom community as a whole, even the competitive community, is very accepting and welcome to a lot of players. So if you have any interest in starting to learn Duel, Rampage Duel League actually started a rookie bracket, believe it or not. And we saw a lot of games get played by 2 people. Or, I mean, sorry, I didn't mean 2 people, but we actually had 8 signups for the rookie league. It came down to 2 people in the finals, but we saw the majority of those games get played. And apparently in the chat we're getting a word that Lang went to bed because it was too late for him. Is that confirmation, Xwiz? Oh, little jokes, little sarcasm. We like to joke. Nexus is looking into it right now, trying to get his opponent back in the server. We hope to see him. I'm not willing to end the broadcast just yet. I mean, this is a hell of a match. Hell of a match. I mean, we saw Nexus go into this with a 1-round advantage, and then Lang has reversed that advantage. It's much similar to the intermediate finals, where we saw Saltmine go into his finals with a 1-round advantage, and then Dragon had reversed it, pushing it to the tiebreaker game, and then winning it all. It was by 1 frag. It was a phenomenal watch, and if you guys like Doom competition, that is a hell of a match to watch. I fully recommend that. That VOD is up on my YouTube as well, and in my years of covering Doom competition, even playing Doom competition, you rarely see that kind of result. Again, congratulations to Dragon in the intermediate division for pulling off that feat. Hell of a game. And we could even possibly see that here too, if Lang returns. What if Lang came back after so many games in the lower bracket, came back, neutralized that upper bracket advantage, and then won it all? I would love to see it. Vote for 4-spec. Well. Checking in on the situation. Fortunately, we have these commands available to, ensure that a competitive process continues. I think we're done. Apparently Lang had told one of the commissioners, I don't want to play Dwenga 5 map 1, I forfeit. So we're actually, I think we're done. I don't believe we're going to see a tiebreaker. Well, we're definitely not watching Ludwig versus Vinny, that's for sure. Get out of here. We're done. I don't know what to say. don't know what to say. We're seeing a forfeit. Hold on. He's not replying. He's not. Someone said he's not. Don't think he's forfeiting. He's not replying to you on either Snapchat, Instagram, or Discord. Why don't you call him on the cell phone? You know, take a page out of Drake's book. I'm not willing to give up, but unfortunately, we're looking at a pretty extended time frame between the 4th round and the 5th round. So are we... Well, again, hell of a game. I suppose that's going to be it. So we're going to see that round counter go to that red 2 right there. That's going to go to a red 3. And then we're going to, let me find this button here. And that's, unfortunately, that's it. We saw, I don't know what to say. We saw Lang come back from a disadvantage. We saw Lang come back from a whole round disadvantage. Won his home field twice to push it to a 5th round on Dwango 5 map 1 for all the marbles. This is a Pro Division Finals and he just left? It's a disappointing result, everybody, but I do apologize. I think it's with great sorrow I hit that end button that brings up the thanks for watching. But that's, man, big disappointment. But on the plus side, you guys saw a phenomenal 3-round game, really, with the discounting the advantage. Great game from the players. Congratulations to Nexus, who's also commissioner. But he did not type in those keystrokes that said, I forfeit. So I wouldn't say it was rigged, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to Nexus for a job well done, running through the upper bracket and coming to the finals and playing a very hard game against Lang. We may never know who truly won, but the fact of the matter is we have rules in place for a reason. Don't forfeit your matches. Play the matches out, especially in the finals. You're going to a tiebreaker game. How disappointing. Sad to see. But that'll be it. We're going to play you guys out with a recap of what matches led to this moment. Those brief windows of time that we look back to see how Nexus and Lang ended up in the finals. Again, it's been a pleasure to bring you these matches live. And it's a disappointing result, but again, it's great to see the community come out in 3 different brackets: rookie, intermediate, and pro, and see players of all walks of life, all skill levels, all play styles come out and play the game that we have known and loved for almost 30 years now. Doom's 30th is this year. So congratulations to all players for participating. And congratulations to Nexus for taking it away. And thank you guys for spending some of your valuable weekday time with me here today. And until next time, we'll see what multiplayer event may cross this channel in the future. Again, thank you very much. This is Xenaero, and I'm signing off.